Hey everybody. I know you're expecting Kelly again, but she had to take a little break from all of the serial killer madness. So you got me again. Don't worry. I know you might feel like that you're free falling a little bit right now with some serial killer knowledge, but I'll catch you. Don't worry, I'll catch you and I'll hold you. Because right now we have king size killers and bite size bits.
My name is Kelly, and I have an unhealthy obsession with serial killers.
This one we are going to talk about two people. Both have not ever been found. The identity of the killer has never been figured out. So they're both not from America, and now we have the first one. Volga Maniac. All right, so the Volga Maniac, he is from Russia. I'm going to try to get some of these names right. I don't know if I'm going to butcher them or not. But the Volga Maniac killed up to 32 people. It was in 2011, 2012, the early 2010s, I guess. I've seen a lot of security camera footage of this guy. He doesn't seem like he cares if he gets caught. He just hasn't gotten caught. He has killed 32 elderly women. Why elderly women? I have no idea. But it's been in different states of Russia. Kazan, Nizhny, Novgorod, Izhevsk, Perm, Ufa, Samara, and Ulyanovsk. He is a young guy. He's been between 20 and 30. He's slim build. If you look up the security camera footage, you will see all this. He always wears like a dark jacket, a hat, and he's about 5'9", 5'10". He is described as non-Slavic, and I guess what that means is that he belongs to Russia's Muslim or Christian community. All of his victims, like I said, they're elderly. They range anywhere from 75 to 90 years old. So it's kind of picking easy targets, if you ask me. You could kind of step up your game, maybe. He is a native of Tatarstan and most likely went to school near Kazan during the time of the murders. So what the guy does is he poses as a member of the Russian government. And then he gets into their house and he strangles the older women until they're dead. Though he does not rob them, he doesn't take any money, he just literally kills these women and then leaves. Never covers his face or anything like that. So yeah, this all happened. 32 women went missing and they never found the guy. So he did all this, he killed all these women, and then the murders just stopped in 2012, and nobody heard from him. And now some killings began happening again. He seems to have resurfaced, and all of the police in Russia are pointing to him. It seems like the same MO, same everything. People are being strangled, and so far 4 more elderly women have died. So that would take his count to 36. He also, in one of these newer recent killings, he did kill one of the women's husband. So that's a little bit different. And then a couple days later, he killed another couple. They were anywhere from 68 to 83. But the second couple weren't strangled. They were killed with an axe. So that one is still questionable to me, whether it is the same man known as the Volga Killer or not. But now he'd be 34 years old, and the man that's doing it now was described as having very good communication skills. It's easy for them to gain his trust. He works his way in, and then he murders them. The police, as of right now, still don't know who it is, between if it's 2 different people or just the same guy. They're offering a $65,000 reward for this guy. So I guess if you see him anywhere, you can help out and maybe make a quick buck or two. There are images still floating around from him in 2016 that identify him as the same person. So everybody's pretty confident it's the same guy. He needs to be stopped. Please help. The Stone Man. All right, this motherfucker. This is a pretty crazy story, especially since it's never been solved. This one happened in India. It's in Calcutta. At least that's how I think you say it. I've heard that word before, so it's a little bit easier. So what this man did is that he has been linked to the murder of 13 people. And they are all homeless people that lived in the city back in the late 80s, 88, 89. And also, this came to light then, but there are also a set of murders from 1985 to 1988 that followed the same type of MO as well. And what the MO is, and the reason why he's called the Stone Man, is that he would find these homeless people and he would bludgeon them to death with what seemed to be a stone, and he did so much damage to their bodies and their face that even the victims are not able to be identified. So not only is the killer not identified, but the victims are not either. So the first set of murders in Bombay, those were homeless people as well, or beggars that came into India from Bombay. And in 1985, and over those next 2 years, a series of 12 murders happened in Sion and the King's Circle locality of the city. Now, I'm not familiar, so hopefully I'm getting that right. Basically, in Bombay, he would find a homeless person or a beggar that was asleep, and he would basically just beat the shit out of them with a stone or anything he could find, bludgeon them to death, and make them unrecognizable. Nothing actually happened the first 4 or 5 murders. Police just chalked it up to some, just coincidence that all these killings were happening. And then after it kept happening around the 6th or 7th murder, that's when they decided to open investigation and try to see if they had a serial killer on their hands. One of the victims actually lived, unfortunately for him, and went to the police to try to help them identify the man and solve the case. Unfortunately, it was too dark, and he was not able to give a clear representation of what the killer looked like. So the murders kept happening, and then in 1988, they mysteriously stopped in Bombay. Now they would restart in Calcutta. And this is where he was starting to be labeled the Stone Man. And the trail of murders were basically the same, done the same way in Calcutta as they were in Bombay. He would find a homeless person that was asleep and bludgeon them, hit them, stone them to death. Now, these kept happening, but they were, this is back in the 80s, you have to think, so there wasn't the technology that we have now, so there were no cameras, there was no evidence that they could do. The technology just wasn't there. So as of right now, the case is still open, but it still remains unsolved.